Hello everyone and welcome to day 27 of Jamb Mathematics in 30 days. I know, right? It looks like it was a very long series from the beginning, but here we are approaching day 30 already. So to those of you who have always made it a point of duty to come on board every day to follow this challenge from day one, a very big thank you to each and every one of you. And I'm sure you have been enjoying the series so far. We've been able to highlight so many important topics that are present in the Jamb syllabus for mathematics. And we've been able to look at some key tips and points that you need to focus on in order to ace Jamb mathematics. And to those of you that have been taking part, I believe by now you've been solving so many questions that you are definitely ready for the exam in itself. So please don't forget to inform others, share the video to them, and also like our videos and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so yet. Please subscribe and click the notification icon so that you get alerted every time a new content is out there. So even beyond Jamb Mathematics in 30 days, we have so many other amazing content on this channel that are very beneficial to you. So when you click the notification icon, you will definitely be alerted every time we put out a new one for you. And as always, don't forget to also join the challenge on the Exam Fun app, where you can not just play and have fun, and as well, you can also win prizes. So if you're interested in that, please do so. I advise that each and every one of you download the Exam Fun app. It's available on Google Play Store as well as the Apple Store. Download, install, register, and play and win cool and amazing prizes. Now, if you're ready, let's go on to day 27, where we will be looking at more practice questions that cut across several of the topics that we've discussed before. So some of these questions are from the Jamb past questions. Some of them have been set by seasoned professionals that understand the way Jamb sets their questions. So we have quite a lot of questions to look at in day 27. So please get your writing materials ready and then let's go on to solve more problems. So in order to solve this number-based question, we're going to convert each of them to base 10. So in this case, what we are having is k multiplied by 6 plus 2 multiplied by 6. This will be power of 0, power of 1. And all of this multiplied by 3 times 6 raised to power 0 equals, now to this point, we have 3 times 5 raised to power 0 multiplied by k times 5 plus 4 times 5, where this is 0, 1. Now, when we resolve this, we'll have 6k plus 2 multiplied by, this is 3 times 1, so this will be 3, equals, in this case, we're also going to have 3 into, now this will be 5k plus, this is 4. So open the brackets. This will give us 18k plus 6 equals 15k plus 12. Now, collecting like terms, we would have 18k minus 15k equals 12 minus 6. And this will give us 3k equals 6. Dividing both sides now by 3, we see that k equals 2. And that is consistent with option D. This question says, if the numbers mn and q are in the ratio 5 to 4 to 3, find the value of 2n minus q over m. So one very easy way to work with this is to know that in this case, m is represented by 5, n is 4, and q is 3. So let's put them into that equation, this expression rather. So we would have in our solution twice of n. Now n is represented by 4, so put that in a bracket, minus q, which is 3. All divided by m, which is 5. Now let's see what this gives us. 2 times 4 would be 8 minus 3 over 5. And this will give us 5 divided by 5. And 5 divided by 5 will give us 1. So our answer is option C. Let's find the median of the set of data we have here. 2, 3, 7, 3, and on like that. You know that when you're finding the median of a set of data like this, it's always going to be the middle value when it is arranged in either ascending or descending order. So it's up to you to decide if you want to arrange in ascending or if you want to arrange in descending order. But I just like to go in ascending order. It's way more easier. So solution. Let's arrange this in ascending order. Of all the numbers we have here, the lowest is 2. So 2 appears how many times? 1, 2. So 2, 2. Now we go to 3, which appears 1, 2, 3, just 3 times. So 3, 3, 3. Now to 4. 4 appears 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 appears 4 times. It's sounding a little bit interesting. 2 appear twice, 3 appear thrice, 4 appear 4 times. Let's see if 5 will follow the trend. 5 appears 1, 2, 3. Oh, 5 breaks the trend. So 5 appear 3 times. Do we have a 6? No 6. 7 appears 1. Just once. Ooh. 8. 8 appears 1 time as well. 9. That is 1, 2, just 2. So 9, 9. Let's count to see if we are accurate. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 numbers. Let's see how many we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there are 16 numbers in total. So applying that now, we have that since it's all complete, the middle value is going to be 2 digits. So we have to find the average of that. So if we have 16, that is the middle value will be the 8th and 9th digit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 8 and 9 will be the middle value. That way 7 will be to this side, 7 will be to the other side, like this. So median equals 4 plus 4 divided by 2, which is 8 divided by 2 to give us 4. So our median is option D. In this question, we see 2 to the power of x plus y equals 16 and 4 to the power of x minus y equals 1 over 32. So in order to arrive at the equation that we're going to solve simultaneously, we have to first deal with these exponential equations. So to the left side here, let's start with this, where we have 2 to the power of x plus y equals 16. This can be written as 2 to the power of x plus y equals 2 to the power of 4. So exponential equations say when base is equal, they cancel out. So 2 cancel 2. So x plus y equals 4. So we call this equation 1. Now to get equation 2, we go to the next one here, where we have 4 to the power of x minus y equals 1 over 32. So we can write this as 2 squared into x minus y equals, this is, when we flip it, we know we have 32 raised to the power minus 1, which we can then write as 2 raised to the power minus 5, right? So from here, if we open it up, this implies that 2x minus 2y equals minus 5. So this is equation 2. So now let's solve equation 1 and 2 simultaneously. So equation 1 says x plus y equals 4. Equation 2 says 2x minus 2y equals minus 5. So let's eliminate x. To eliminate x, we multiply equation 1 by 2 and equation 2 by 1. This would give us 2 times x, that's 2x, plus 2 times y, that's 2y, equals 2 times 4, that is 8. Then 1 times this will remain 2x minus 2y equals minus 5. So now we subtract. This will give us 0. Minus times minus becomes plus, and this will be 4y equals, minus times minus is plus here, so this will be 13. So y equals 13 over 4. So to solve for x, we pick any of the equation. So starting with this equation here, that's equation 1. We can say that x equals 4 minus y, and y is 13 over 4. So take LCM here as 4 1 and 4, 4. 4 times 4, 16. Minus 13. So x can then be said to be 16 minus 13, which is 3 over 4. So x is 3 over 4 and y is 13 over 4. 3 over 4, 13 over 4. That is option B. In this question, we're told that in preparing rice cutlets, a cook used 75 grams of rice, 40 grams of margarine, 105 grams of meat, and 20 grams of breadcrumbs. So we have to find the angle of the sector which represents the meat in a pie chart. Now in this case, we have to find the fraction of the meat to the total weight or the mass of the entire ingredients used here, and then multiply that by 360 degrees. So here's our solution. Now, meat used is 105 grams divided by the total amount of ingredients, the mass of the ingredients used. So we have 75 and 40. Let's add that here. 75, 40. This will come to 115. Now we go on to add 105. Now this will come to 220. And then we go on to add 20 grams of breadcrumbs. And this will be 240. Okay, so we are 240. Then we multiply this by 360 degrees. So now let's go on to break this down. Okay, now working with this, we can see that 5 goes here twice, 5 goes here once. So we have 21 over. Now break this down. 5 goes in 24 4 times and in 48. So we have 21 over 48. 3 can go. 3 here will be 7. 3 here will be 1 and then 6. 7 over 16. So let's bring this here. 7 over 16 times 360 degrees. Now let's break this down. 4 can go here. Would 4 be able to go here? Let's see. 4 should be able to go there. So 4 here is 4. 4 here will give us 90. Good. So now what we have is 7 times 90 over 4. So let's see what we have here. 7 times 90. 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 9. 7 times 10 is 70. So minus 7 we have 63. So 630 over 4. Now this would give us, now 6 in 4, that's 1, remainder 2. 6 in 23, 4 in 23 I mean. 4 in 6 is 1, remainder 2. In 23, that is 5, remainder 3. Now 4 in 30. Now 4 will go in 30, that is 7 times, remainder 2. So point. So 2 over 4 is 0.5, so that's 0.5. 157.5 degrees. That is option D. If you are yet to subscribe to the channel, I would like to encourage you to please do so. We have a lot of amazing contents that are very beneficial to you and you wouldn't want to miss any of them. So please go on, subscribe to the channel and also click the notification bell icon. That way, every time we put out a new content, you will be notified so that you can then look at it and then gain from those content. So now let's look at this question. Evaluate log to base 2 of 8 plus log to base 2 of 16 minus log to base 2 of 4. Now in this case, they all have the same base of logarithm. So what we're going to do is we'll take one of them and say log to base 2. Now applying the rules of log, it will be this times this, so that is 8 times 16. So minus will indicate division, so divided by 4. Now let's see what happens at this point. 4 goes here once, 4 goes here twice. So what we have is log to base 2 of 2 times 16, which is 32 I mean. 2 times 16 is 32. So when we take this, it means we are going to write this as log to base 2 of 32 can be written as 2 to the power of 5. So this can then be said as 5 log 2 base 2. And 2 base 2, log 2 base 2 is 1. So what we have is 5 times 1. So our answer is 5. That is option C. The locus of a point equidistant from 2 points P and R which have the coordinates 6, 2. So let's call this x1 and then y1, and then R coordinates x2, y2. Now take note, you could have switched them. I could have called this x1, y1, x2, y2, and I will still get the same answer nonetheless. And we are told that it's perpendicular to the bisector PR passing through it. So if it is perpendicular, the bisector is going to be at the midpoint. So the coordinate of that midpoint is what we want to get according to this question. So let's find the coordinate of the midpoint. Solution. That would be x1 plus x2 over 2, comma, y1 plus y2 over 2. Now, this would be x1, which is 6, plus x2, which is 4, all divided by 2, comma, y1, 2, plus y2, which is also 2, all divided by 2. Now, let's see what this gives us. This is 10. 10 divided by 2, 5, comma, 2 plus 2, that's 4. 4 divided by 2, that is 2. So 5, 2. B is the correct answer. Now in this question, we see that in the diagram given, find the value of x. And when we look at this diagram, we see x at this point here. So we need the size of this angle. But what else can we see here? We see that this line and this line are equal. So if this line are equal, that is, this triangle here is isosceles and the base angle ought to be equal. So if this is 15, this is also going to be 15 degrees. So working with this, we can then go on to find what this part is and then what this part is, so that we can then go to find this. So this part here, let's call this A, then let's call this B. So solution. To find A will be 180 degrees minus the sum of these two, which is 30 degrees. So A would give us 150 degrees. So now let's find B. B would be, now angle on a line. A is 150, so we would have 180 degrees minus 150 degrees. So that will give us B to be 30 degrees. So we can easily just say B is actually the sum of these two. Now to find X. X plus B plus 110 is supposed to be 180 degrees. Sum of angles in a triangle, right? And we already know that B is 30. So therefore we can say X plus 30 plus 110 degrees equals 180 degrees. So X will therefore be 180 degrees minus. Now 30 plus 110 will give us 140. So X is 40 degrees. And that is in option B. Solve for x in the equation x cubed minus 5x squared minus x plus 5 equals 0. Now, this is a polynomial. Now, to find the first factor, we know that it's going to range from 1 to 5 because of this plus 5 we have at the end here. So, you can then test any of those numbers within 1 to 5. So, let's test with 1. When you test with it, it must give you 0 for it to be a factor. So, solution. That is, for x to be 1, it means that x minus 1 should be a factor. Test x minus 1 as a factor, which implies that x equals plus 1. So let's see. Anywhere we have x here, we put plus 1. So 1 cubed minus 5 into 1 squared minus 1 plus 5. Let's see. This will give us 1 minus 5 minus 1 plus 5. And this will give us 0. So that is, we can conclude that x minus 1 is a factor. So to get the remaining one, we will then divide this polynomial by the first factor. So let's do that here. So the polynomial is x cubed minus 5x squared minus x plus 5. So let's divide it by x minus 1 to get the next one, which will be a quadratic in this time. Now, what can go here would be x squared x squared times x will give us x cubed. X squared times minus 1 will give us minus x squared. So subtract. This is 0. Minus times minus, that's plus. So minus 5x plus x squared, that will give you minus 4x squared. So let's bring the others down. So we have minus x plus 5. Now what can go again will be minus 4x. So minus 4x times x will give you minus 4x squared, right? And then minus 4x times minus 1 will give us plus 4x. Okay, now when we subtract, this is 0, then this will give us minus 5x. Then when we bring this down, it will be plus 5. So what can go now is minus 5. Minus 5 times this will give us minus 5x. Minus 5 times 1 will give us plus 5. So when we subtract, all this is 0, 0. So the next quadratic now will be this. So we can then say this entire polynomial s cubed minus 5x squared minus x plus 5 now can be the same thing as x minus 1 and then x squared minus 4x minus 5, and all of this equals 0. So let us factorize this. X squared minus 4x minus 5. So how can we get minus 5? We need 4 and 1, right? We need 5 times 1, I mean. 5 times 1 will give us 5. And then minus 5 plus 1 would give us minus 4. So we write this as x squared minus 5x plus x minus 5 equals 0. So when we group like this, what is common here is x, so we have x minus 5 in bracket. And what's common here is plus 1, so x minus 5 in bracket. So this implies that x plus 1 equals 0 or x minus 5 equals 0. So from here, x equals minus 1 or x equals plus 5. So if you recall from the first one, x minus 1 equals 0, so x is 1. So we have x equals 1 or minus 1 or 5. So 1 minus 1 and 5. 1 minus 1 or 5. So that is option A. In a class of 150 students, the sector in a pie chart representing the students offering physics has angle 12 degrees. How many students are offering physics? Solution. Now, we see here that of the entire angles that you have in a circle, which is 360, only 12 degrees is in the sector for physics. So that will be a fraction which will be 12 over 360. Now we multiply that by the total number of students in the class, which is 150. So this would give us the number of students offering physics. Okay, so in this case, 12 goes here once, 12 goes here 30 times, right? So we have 1 over 30 times 150, right? And this would give us, now 150 divided by 30 would give us 5. So that is, there are 5 students who offer physics in the entire class. So our option here is D. In the diagram above, I1 is parallel to I2. Find the value of angle PMT. Now, looking at the diagram here, this is I1, I2 parallel lines, and we are to find the size of this angle PMT, that is the size of this angle, which is recorded as 2y plus 10. So the first thing we need to do here is to find the value of y. So, solution. To find the value of y, we consider that these two are alternate angles, which means that 118 should be the sum of these two as well. So we go on to say 2y plus 10 plus y equals 118, right, in degrees. So 2y plus y will give us 3y equals 118 minus 10. So from here we can then see that y equals, when you subtract it, you get 108. and divide it by 3, and then we're going to get 3 in 10, that's 3, remainder 1. 9 in 18 rather, that will be 6. So we have 36 degrees as the value of just y. So to find 2y plus 10, we will say, which is actually angle PMT. Now this will be 2 into y, which is 36, plus 10. Now 2 times 36 degrees will give us 72 degrees, so plus 10 degrees, and our final answer is 82 degrees. Option A. In this question, we're told the angles of a quadrilateral are 5x minus 30, 4x plus 60, 60 minus x, and 3x plus 61. So we have to find the smallest angle. Now, if in the question you are saying that your options are angles, right? It means you have to go on to find the size of x and then apply it into each of these angles that is mentioned and see which one will give you the lowest, because that's what you're asked for, the smallest angle. Could also mean that you should find the highest. The question could change, right? We don't know which kind of question they could set, but that would be the way to go if you are looking for the size of the angle in itself. But in this question, we asked which of these ones is actually the smallest. So by logical reasoning alone, we can tell that no matter what the size of x is, right? In this case, you are going to be multiplying x by 3 and adding 61. In this case, you are going to multiply by 4 and adding 60. This means they are going to increase significantly. However, in these two cases, you are going to multiply x by 5 and then subtract 30 from that. But in this case, you are subtracting the entire size of angle x from 60. So that tells you the smallest lies within this and this. So all you need to do is just to do quick thinking and find out what could be the value of x. So to get the value of x, what can we do here? We say 5x plus 4x plus 3x. That would give us, now this is 9 plus this, that's 12, right? Now from 12, we then subtract 1 from that and we see that we have 11x. Now when we look at the numbers we have here, we have 60 plus 60, that's 120. 120 minus 30, that's 90. 90 plus 61, that will give us 151, right? So we have from there now, we are saying that 11x plus 151 equals, now the sum of angles in a quadrilateral is 360, right? So 11x becomes 360 minus 151. 11x is therefore, what's the difference here? So 360 minus 151, borrow here, this becomes 510. So what we have here is 9, this is 0, this is 2, so 209. Now divide both sides by 11 and let's see what we have. X will therefore be, now 11 will go in 20 just once with a remainder of 9, and 11 will go in 99 9 times, so we have 19. That tells you x is 19. So if x is 19, now let's work with these two and see which one will give us the lowest. So in this case, we have 60 minus 19, that's going to give you 41. But in this case, 19 times 5. 5 times 9, that's 45. 5 times 1, that's 5, plus this, that's 94. 94 minus 30 will still give us 64. So we see that this is still higher than this. So the smallest angle is 60 minus x. So our answer is option C. Solve for x and y respectively in the simultaneous equation. Folks, if you're yet to subscribe to the channel, you would be missing a lot. Please do so. We encourage you to please subscribe to the channel and also to click the notification bell icon so that every time we put out a new content, you get alerted. This way, you will not miss any helpful content that we are putting out on this channel. So please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you as you do so. Now, to solve this simultaneous equation, let's place them first as equation 1 and equation 2. So, solution. Equation 1 has minus 2x minus 5y and this is equal to 3. Equation 1. And then equation 2 has that x plus 3y equals 0. So first, let's solve for y by eliminating x. So to solve for y, remember this is equation 2. So we're going to multiply equation 1 by 1 and equation 2 by the coefficient of x, which is minus 2. So let's see what we get. This will then give us minus 2x minus 5y equals 3. And this will give us minus 2x minus 6y equals 0. Now what we have to do here is to subtract. So this will give us 0. So minus times minus will give us plus. So minus 5y plus 6, that is going to give us plus y, equals 3 minus 0, that is 3. So y equals 3. So to solve for x, let us substitute y in this equation. So we'll have that x plus 3 into y is 3, equals 0. So x plus 9 equals 0. So x equals 0, then plus 9 becomes minus 9. So x is minus 9. So what we should have is minus 9, comma y, which is 3. So minus 9, comma 3, option C. Find the non-zero positive value of x which satisfies the equation that the determinant of x10, 1x1, 0, 1x equals 0. So first, let's find the determinant of this and equate it to 0. Now to break that down, basically what you should be having is x determinant. Remember your plus, minus, plus, right? So plus x determinant of, now when we cross this part, we have x1, 1x. So x1, 1x. Then minus 1 determinant of, now when we cross this part, we have 1, 1, 0x. Then plus 0 determinant of 1x, 0, 1. Now regardless of what we get here, when we multiply by 0, it tells us that this tends to 0. So we're only going to focus on these two. So from here, what we're going to have is x into bracket x times x, that's x squared, minus 1 times 1, 1. Minus 1 into bracket 1 times x, that's x. 0 times 1, that's 0. So what we have here is x times x, which is x cubed, minus x. Then this is minus x, all equals 0. Now from here we can see that x cubed minus 2x equals 0. So let's factorize. X is common, so we'll be left with x squared minus 2 equals 0. So from here, we can then say that x equals 0 or x squared minus 2 equals 0. So from here, we can just say that x squared equals plus 2, which implies that x will be square root of 2. So since we must find the positive non-zero, this is a 0, so this is the only positive non-zero we have, which is sort 2. So our answer is option C. Find the equation of the line perpendicular to line 2y equals 5x plus 4, which passes through 4, 2. So where this is, this would be x1, y1. Now, the relationship between two lines that are perpendicular to each other is given by this. The slope of the second line is -1 over the slope of the first line. So let's start by looking for the slope of the first line. So we have 2y equals 5x plus 4, right? So now to make y the subject here, y would therefore be 5 over 2 of x plus 4 over 2. So y equals 5 over 2x plus 4 divided by 2 will give us 2. Where this is the intercept and the slope is, that is m1 is 5 over 2. So now let's find m2. m2 will then be -1 divided by 5 over 2. This will give us -2 over 5 as m2. So now that we know the slope, we can now use the equation where slope is supposed to be y minus y1 over x minus x1. So slope is minus 2 over 5. This will then be y minus y1 according to this is 2. X1 according to that is 4. So this will be x minus 4. So let's cross multiply. We can then say 5 multiplied by y minus 2 equals minus 2 multiplied by x minus 4. So at this point, what we have here is 5y minus 10 equals minus 2x plus 8. So when we take this to the other side here, we're going to be having 5y, or just bring everything here. 5y, so minus 2x comes here to become plus 2x. This is minus 10. So bring plus 8 here to be minus 8 equals 0. So we can then say 5y plus 2x minus 18 equals 0. So now let's check the options we have. Okay, so looking at the options provided, we have 5y plus 2x minus 18 equals 0 in option B. So that will be our correct answer, B. Given that the various faces of a fair die 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 appear 30, 43, 54, 40, 41 and 32 times respectively in a single toss, picture the figures as being represented in a simple table with the numbers x and then against frequency f in a pie chart. If a pie chart is used to depict the data, the angle corresponding to 4 is. So first thing we have to do here, although you can actually skip that step, is to show this in a table. And if we have done that, what we will have is this. Now we have the number x and then the frequency as f. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now 1 appears 30 times, 2 43, this is 54, this is 40, 41 and 32. So if we find the total toss here, that is, we can add all of this. You can do this using your calculator, and when you add it, you should come up with 240. Now to find the angle that corresponds to 4, we're going to look at the number of times 4 appears, which is 40, divided by the total toss, which is 240, multiplied by 360. So if 0 cancels 0, 4 here 1, 4 here is 6. So what we have is 1 over 6 multiplied by 360. Now 6 will go in 36 6 times, and in 0 0 times. So we have 60 degrees. So the correct answer here is in option D. This question says, how many possible ways are there of seating 7 people, PQ, RST, U, and V, at a circular table? So this has to do with permutation, but cyclic permutation. So when you're dealing with cyclic permutation, your answer is often given as, now since we have 7, that will be 7 minus 1 factorial, because cyclic permutation is given as n minus 1 factorial. So n is 7, so 7 minus 1 factorial, and this will give us 6 factorial. And 6 factorial implies 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Now let's see what this gives us. 6 times 5 is 30. 30 times 4 will give us 120. Now 120 times 3 is 0. This is 6. This is 3. So we have 360. Now times 2. And then we should have 720. So our answer is 720 ways, which is option B. A man covered a distance of 50 miles on his first trip. On a later trip, he traveled 300 miles, going 3 times as fast. His new time compared with the old distance was, so let's find out. Now, speed equals distance over time. Okay? And in the first case, speed 1 would be the distance, which is, let's just say speed is s, since speed is s, and the second speed is given as 3 times the first speed. So let's just say speed s equals distance, which is 50 miles over time t1. Now in the second trip, you will be going thrice as fast, so 3s would therefore be, now the distance traveled this time is 300 miles divided by its new time t2. Now when we look at this, we can then say that from this one, let's call this equation 1. So equation 2 will say that s equals 300 over, now 3 coming down, 3t2. Now this will give us 100 over t2. Equation 2. Now let's equate these two since they both tell us about speed s. So we can now say 50 over t1 equals 100 over t2. So we can now rearrange and say t2 over t1 equals 100 over 50, which will give us 2 over 1. So that is, the ratio between them is 2:1. That implies that t2 equals 2t1. So its new speed is twice of its previous speed. So it will be twice as much, option C. If the variance of 3 plus x, 6, 4, x and 7 minus x is 4, and the mean is 5, find the standard deviation. Now you could go the long route and begin to solve for x first and then begin to find standard deviation all over. However, since you're already given the variance here, we know that standard deviation is the square root of variance. So to apply this, we can then say the standard deviation will become square root of what our variance is. And variance is given as 4. Therefore, the standard deviation is square root of 4 will give us 2. So our answer is option B. Let's evaluate the integral of 2 into 2x minus 3 raised to the power of 2 over 3. In this case here, we call out the constant so that we have 2 integral 2x minus 3 to the power of 2 over 3 dx. Now we say let 2x minus 3 equals u, which implies that du dx would be 2. So from here we can then say that dx equals du over 2. And then we go on to rewrite this and say 2 integral, all of this is now u, power of 2 over 3 du over 2. Now if we call this out, it will be 2 over 2 integral u raised to power 2 over 3 du. Right? So 2 cancel 2. What we have there is therefore integral u 2 over 3 du. Now what does this give us? It means we're going to be having u with the power of 2 over 3 plus 1 over 2 over 3 plus 1 plus k. Now what's 2 over 3 plus 1? Let's do that here. This would give us LCM 3, so this is 2 plus 3, so we have 5 over 3. So if we apply it, it means what we have is then u power of 5 over 3 over 5 over 3 plus k. Now let's put our final answer here. This can be flipped to become 3 over 5. Then what is u? U, according to what we have stated here, is 2x minus 3. And the power there is 5 over 3 plus k. So examining what we have in the options provided, we see that what is here is similar to option A. So our answer is therefore A. Now folks, you can practice with many more questions like this on the Exam Fun app. And not just only mathematics, but every other subject that you take, from English to government to financial accounting. So many options to pick from. And if you also download the app today, you will be able to participate in the 30 days Jamb Mathematics Challenge that is currently ongoing. And when you participate in that, you stand a chance to win so many amazing prizes. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. So download the Exam Fund app today, register, and then play on to earn as you learn. I'll see you in the next video.